Okay, Montgomery students, I want you to grab these two handouts, this multicolored one here, and we're only going to be using row one, or column one, row one, that formation of the major and pentatonic scale. So it's a pentatonic pattern, or pentatonic diagram, whatever word you want to choose, that applies to minor and major, both minor and major forms, depending on which note that you start, whatever the root note is. And there's the trusty 1, 4, 5 yellow highlighted ones. I'll be referring to that. The first thing I'm going to do is quickly run through the minor pentatonic. We'll be doing this in class, for every class that we do. And in this position, if I start my scale, if I start my scale here on the G, that means I'm going to be playing a G minor or G major pentatonic scale, and that's the shape that you see. You just follow that pattern. So if I play that, it comes anything that I see that all those notes go together. They lead nicely to a G chord. If I were to play that starting on the E, you see the very same notes lead to this very different sounding minor chord there. They all go together. You can be very grateful for that music, because otherwise you'd have to be memorizing all kinds of different patterns. These are the very same patterns, they can be major or minor depending on the starting point in the scale and what everything resolves to. We'll talk about all these things, but it's imperative that you understand that. So in this song, we're going to be using the G major pentatonic scale, which is shape 1, root, this multicolored diagram handout, column 1, root 1, and it is going to be string 6, fret 3, string 5, fret 2, open, followed by string 5, fret 2, string 4, open, string 4, fret 2, so, and string 3, open, string 3, fret 2, string 2, open, string 2, fret 3, and string 1, open, string 1, fret 3. They're the notes, the 5 notes that comprise what's called a pentatonic scale, and this happens to be, when I play it in this location, happens to be a G major pentatonic scale. Were I to move it down to here and play those same notes relatively, if I played that down here, that would be the very same scale, just moved down here, but the same distance between all the notes. That's the important thing, the distance, the spacing between the notes. So this one, if we play a G major pentatonic, and I'm playing right down that major pentatonic scale, and it comes out to My Girl, the 4-top song. I'm hitting string 6, fret 3, string 5, open, string 5, fret 2, string 4, open, string 4, fret 2, and then string 3, open. Now there's a little delay there. If I were counting this out, which you should, it would be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Now that you have that little fill that you can fill with a strum, a little strum, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and so that would be the first thing that you play. You're playing a G major pentatonic scale. Now, the next chord is a C chord, and if you go to this, you'll see that that's the 4 chord. That's really important. We'll talk about that all the time. 1, 4, and 5 chords go together like whatever you want to pick them. They go together really well. So you get down to the C, you make a C chord. C chord is string 5, fret 3 with your ring finger, string 4 fret 2 with your middle finger and string 2 fret 1 with your index. And that's in the handout for the chords that we have. So we have difference. I'm playing the very same pattern. I hope you can hear that musically. It's the very same thing happening musically, just with different notes and a different chord. So that song starts out. So I'm just alternating between that G chord and the C chord and playing the major pentatonic for each of those chords. So it starts off, don't play that when you're singing generally. I got sunshine, I'm just strumming on a cloudy day when it's cold outside, I got the month of May. Now you're going to go into the famous progression, the 1, 6 minor, go to G here, and you're going to see 1, 6 minor, go to the 6, that's going to be an E, so it's going to be G, E minor, 4, go to the 4 column, that's you, and you're going to see for G, that's a C chord, and then the 5 column, you're going to see for a G, it's going to be a D chord. So the chords are going to be G, E, C, D. One of the most popular regressions in rock and pop music. So what you can notice when I play, I'm emphasizing those bass notes. See, I have a G, string 6 fret 3, 6 open, that's an E minor, so this is an E, the open string 6. String 5 fret 3, that's a C chord, and so I'm emphasizing the C note at string 5 fret 3, and then string 4 open is a D, and that's the D for the D chord that I'm going to play. So he goes, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, now goes back to a G, talking about sick, my girl. So the one other thing I'll point out with that, and please ask your questions, I don't want to make this long and boring, I'm trying to just give you the essentials. If there's things that you don't know, we'll talk about them in class, you can hit me with an email, whatever. So I'm also doing a hammer-on these. See, I can play this, excuse me. Play it like that, or I can play it with a hammer on, which means that I hit string 5 open and I come down at string 5 fret 2, and then string 4 open and hammer down without another stroke. So I'm just going with one stroke, one pick stroke like that, and it comes out. So instead of, so it adds a little flavor to it, a little color to it. So you have, so that's just something that you can fool around with, and as we say, get it under your fingers, and you get a classic song. So. I just quickly, I'll send you a video on this, I already did it, but the Tequila Sunrise uses virtually that very same thing. It's a G, it's another tequila sunrise to a D. Then I must slowly cross the sky to an A minor. The days go by. Reversing that, you can figure that out by ear. Best to do that. It's just those very same notes, and I'll send you the Tequila Sunrise one I did anyway. So have fun with it.